Hi everyone, let's go to the another question number for the practicing. So, a question is a company is considering changing its policy concerning daily working hours. Currently, this company requires all employees to arrive at work at 8 a.m. The proposed policy will permit each employee to decide when to arrive from as early 6 a.m. to late as 11 a.m. So they can choose their timing as their flexibility. So the adoption of this policy would be most likely to decrease employees productivity if the employee job function required them. So due to which reason that although we company provide flexibility, the productivity of the company will hampered. So these questions is all about finding the right um, situation. So let's all the look at all the let's look at all the options that we have. So this type of question is miscellaneous questions, and it is somewhat easy questions, comes under the easy questions, which ranges almost around 500 marking. So work without interruption from other employees. Okay, this somewhere strengthen or this provides some opposite statements, states that workers must not be interrupted if they are not have decreased productivity. No problem there. So we have to find out the problem. So this is not a relevant option. So consult at least once a day with employee from other companies. So it is also irrelevant statement. Discuss other companies. So we just can replace these options through answer choices. So submit their work for a supervisors eventual approval. So they have to submit every work to supervisors improvement. But I think this is also irrelevant and has no effect on the argument. So we have to cancel these options. So let's move on the other question options, that is interact frequently with each other throughout the entire work. So if employee have to interact frequently with each other or their colleagues frequently for their every task, then all employees must be present within same period of time, so that they can smoothly run their program. They didn't have to wait for the employees. So this is the right choice. If workers need to interact throughout the entire workday in order to productive, but some will not be in the office, so at the same time throughout the day, then the productivity of workers will go down because they have to wait for their colleagues. So option D is right one answers. So let's look at the option E also. So option E is undertake projects that take several days to complete. So although it shows unproductive activity, but this is not the reason. This is the actual um, uh, incident happening. So we will choose in this question answer D. So after that we have the another questions. So let's look at the another questions. Which of the form following most logically completes the argument given below? So uh, this is all about the all this is all about the questions, which is miscellaneous types of questions, or fill in the blanks types of questions. And let's study and try to find out which range of question is this. So people in rainforest communities tend to live on a largely live on a largely vegetarian diet live in a largely vegetarian diet, and they eat little salt. Few of them suffer from high blood pressure, and their blood pressures does not tend to increase with age, as is common in industrialized countries. Such people often do develop high blood pressure when they move to cities and adopt high salt diets. Though suggestive, these facts do not establish salt as a culprit in high blood pressure. However, because so we have to fulfill the blank, let's look at the options. So firstly, we have given that we have to weaken the cause and effect relationship between salt and high blood pressure in this is questions. To weaken salt to blood pressure relationship, we can find an option that takes talks about an alternative cause, like another reasons. So let's look all the options and try to find out the alternative reasons. First, genetic factors could account for the lack of increase of blood pressure with age among such people. So genetic factor is applied for all people, not for the uh, particular person or a geographical person. So furthermore, people eating high salt diets and living from both in cities in industrialized societies generally have a tendency to have high blood pressure. I don't think this is also works up because I think that this is not right answer. And uh, second and third one is, it is possible to have a low salt diet while living in a city in an industrialized countries. It is also not the right answer. So there are changes in other aspects of diet when such people move to the city. So if people so option is provide this alternative case changes in other aspects of diet. If other aspects of diet changes, then the result will come that high blood pressure will comes with it. And hence I think D is the correct answers. So I will choose option D. Salt is necessary for human life, and death can occur when body loses too much salt. So it is a irrelevant option. So let's go with option D. And then another question is another questions is all about a prominent investor. A prominent investor who holds a large stake in the Bruton Tool Company has recently claimed that the company is mismanaged, citing as evidence the company's failure to slow production in response to a recent rise in its inventory of finished products. It is doubtful whether an investor's snipping at management can ever be anything other than counterproductive. But in this case, it is clearly not justified. It is true that an increased inventory of finished products often indicates that the production is outstripping demand, but in Bruton's case, it indicates no such a thing. Rather, the increase in inventory is entirely attributable to products that have already been assigned to orders received from customers. In the argument given, the two bold-faced person play which of the following roles. So question is bold-faced question from critical reasoning, and it is also medium range questions. Let's look at the five options and try to find out the correct answers from this. The first states the position that the argument as a whole opposes. The second provides evidence to undermine the support for the position being opposed. The first, I don't think this is the right. The first states the position that the argument as a whole opposes. The second is evidence that has been used to support the position being opposed. And third one, the first states the position, and first one is position that the argument as a whole opposes. The second it states the conclusion as our second bold face is a conclusion of the argument as a whole. So this option is right, because first one is position and the second one is conclusion, and it exactly says same as in the option number C. So I will choose the option number C rather than others. Let's look at the other option also. The first is evidence that has been used to support a position that the argument as a whole opposes. The second provides information to undermine the force of that evidence. The first is evidence that has been used to support a position that the argument as a whole opposes. The second states the conclusion of the argument as a whole. So our answer will be option C.